Hello good people, this is Shankar from Music Production Hub. Today I am going to explain about the installation procedure of Antelope Interface launcher, control panel and drivers. For the test I am using Orion Studio 1st Gen interface. This is the Silver Face Orion Studio. I am connected using USB to a Mac machine having Catalina 10.15.6. So this procedure is pretty much applicable to all other Antelope audio interfaces. So first of all I will go to the system preference. Here in the sound settings you can see the default driver of Orion Studio. Using this driver you can use the Logic ProX, no issues. But for advanced routing and other stuff we need Antelope control panel and their own drivers. So let us go to Antelope website. You can see Antelope interfaces listed here. We have to go to the support page. Here we will go to the download section. So you have to select your interface from the list. This is the discrete series interface and the microphone system. This is the Thunderbolt and USB audio interfaces. So most of the Antelope audio interfaces have both Thunderbolt and USB. I will expand this. My interface is listed here, Orion Studio download section. So before installing the drivers we have to check the OS compatibility here. So I will open this page. Make sure you have the minimum system requirement before making the purchase. Antelope Audio OS compatibility chart. So here you can see that my current OS 10.15.6 Catalina is fully supported. 10.14 Mojave and 10.13 High Sierra, 10.12 Sierra is also supported. These devices are tested and supported both via Thunderbolt and USB. But the previous operating systems are not tested or supported. But sometimes it might work, but officially these operating systems are not supported. In the Windows domain, Windows 10 is supported and the previous versions Windows 8, 8.17 are not supported. The specialty of the Antelope USB driver is it needs a lot of bus width. Usually the USB bus provides 24 inputs and outputs on the Antelope interface. So your computer USB port should provide enough bandwidth to operate perfectly. Make sure your USB ports are not loaded with so many USB devices. If you need hassle-free operation on your Antelope interface using USB, it's best to use a dedicated PCI Express USB card for the device exclusively. So we will go to the download section. Here the drivers are listed. Windows 10 USB driver is here. Windows 10 Thunderbolt driver is here. In the macOS section, the drivers are unified. There are three pieces of softwares for the Antelope interfaces. The first one is the unified driver for macOS. This is providing the driver for your audio interface to the operating system. So we have to first download the driver and install it. It is asking permission. Okay, I am giving permission. Now I am going to install the Antelope unified driver. This is the version 3.30. Open, install. I am giving my password. The installation is completed. Okay, now I am quitting the installer. So this is the first piece of software you have to install. Next, there is a launcher for your Antelope interface. Why the launcher? Antelope introduces the launcher to incorporate it as a hub for all the Antelope interfaces that you are using. So if you have multiple Antelope audio interfaces, you need to update the drivers, you need to update the firmware of the interface. So all these things happen inside the launcher. Okay, I will download the Mac OS X launcher here. So it started downloading. The launcher is downloaded here. I'm installing the launcher. It's finished downloading the manager server. This is a component which needed to work the Antelope audio interface. So here I am getting a message. A new launcher version 2.24 is available. Do you want to download or skip? This is a new feature introduced in Antelope launcher. So if you don't want to update to newer version of launchers, you don't need to update because if your device is working fine with the current launcher and software version, you can pretty much keep it. There is no need to update. So for the time being I am just skipping this option. So here in the Antelope launcher you can see my device is detected here. So before going to install the control panel of the Orion, that is here in the bundle version, you can click here and install the control panel. So now there is no control panel installed for the device. First of all, we have to go to the settings, then go to advanced. Here I don't need to update the firmware. So if you are having newer Antelope devices and if you are expecting newer firmwares, you can select if newer. So my suggestion is you select never here. So if you are getting newer firmware updates, or if your device needed firmware updates, you can definitely update, but don't jump into newer firmware updates in the middle of a session. So it's good to select never here. So now I needed to update the control panel. So I have to select if newer. Click OK. Then there is only one bundle version here. So I am clicking bundle version. In the settings, make sure that you don't need to update the firmware if you are having an older Antelope interface. Clicking OK. So here Antelope launcher notifications. If you don't need the notifications, you can click don't allow. So in my case, I don't need the notifications, so I am pressing don't allow. I am selecting the bundle version here, clicking update. OK. OK. Now it is downloading the Orion Studio control panel version 2.2.12. So you need an active internet connection to do the installation. After the installation of the launcher, control panel and drivers, you don't need internet connection to operate the device. So let's wait till the downloading completes. Now the installer is decompressing. Yes, the panel installed successfully. Okay. Here I can see the device info, the serial number of the device, hardware revision, the firmware version and the control panel version. Okay. Now I can click on the picture of the Orion Studio. Yes, here I am getting the power button to switch on the device. Now the device is turned on. Let me go to the Logic Pro to check everything is working fine. Before that, I am going to System Preference. In the sound section, you can see the Orion Studio USB driver. So here you can see the sample rate not present. You have to pay attention to this window. I am starting an empty project. Let me go to the control panel again. Still it's not present. Pressing Alt X on the keyboard in the devices. The Orion Studio is selected here. File, project settings, audio. I'm just changing the sample rate to 48. Yes, now it's showing the sample rate as 48. So it's locked. So if you are not getting sound from your digital audio workstation, first you have to check the sample rate whether it is locked or not present. It should be locked to the sample rate of your DAW. Now it's locked. I'm just starting a loop. Okay, it's playing. Let me check the, you can't hear the sound. Let me check the meters. So it's already on the USB play. Yes, it's playing. Now I will press Alt X devices. In the IO buffer size, I am just reducing the buffer size to 128. Okay. So now the control panel is working fine. I can do the routing. If I need to route this to some other output, I am pressing the stereo out. Here you can see all the 24 outputs through the USB are listed here. If I click on the input, let me add an audio track. Here you can see all the individual inputs and the stereo inputs. So now it's clear. The first piece of software is the driver which you have to install for your device. The second thing is the launcher. After installing the launcher, you have to install the control panel for your device. That is listed here as a bundle version. There are three main pages for the Antelope launcher. First is the devices. If you have other devices connected to the same system or in networked system, you can see the devices listed here. You can control the device from this same system. Next, we have the plugin options. If you want to install, you can click on this box and just do the installation. If you have purchased the Edge Duo, Quadro or Edge Solo or Verge microphones, you can have the native versions of their microphone emulation effects. You can install those softwares from here. You just check this box and press the update. In the system, there is a manager server for the Antelope interfaces because Antelope drivers are networked. So now the latest server version is running 1.7.12 and the Antelope unified driver 3.30 is running. Okay, if I need to update anything, I can just click here and update. So if I want to go back to the previous version, I can click here and select the checkbox and I can press the update. So these updates are depending upon the settings that you have provided. So here in the advanced option, I have disabled the update USB driver. So if I want to update the USB driver, I can check if newer or always. So now I am just disabling the control panel update also. I am satisfied with the current control panel. I don't need any update. Okay, that is the end of this installation video. I hope this is helpful for you. Thank you for watching. Have a good day. See you on the next video.